Hi everybody, Matt here from Matt Likes Comics. One of the perks of being a member of my channel is that you get to give me ideas for videos. And this is yet another one of those. And I want to thank Comic Mike for coming up with this idea. He was the one who threw this at me that he'd like to see. And this video is called the Top 25 Most Valuable Books I Own. This was a tough one because, as we know, values of comics fluctuate up and down over time. There's no set real thing, which is why everybody says that even the guide, Overstreet Guide, is just a guide, because even the numbers in Overstreet are they're only good one day. And the numbers change constantly on sites like eBay, Go Collect, Heritage Auctions, My Comic Shop, all these other places that have the different prices and price points. And of course everything goes up. One grade, of course, may be more popular than others and show more movement, so it's hard to gauge the value. And I know this was a long-winded explanation, but I got the wind, at least briefly. So what I have done is I've grabbed 25 books that I know are either worth the most or I paid the most to get, so that I could understand, so that in my mind, I know what the value is. I'm not going to give values because, again, by the time this video airs versus when I'm recording it, prices may go up, prices may go down. So I'm not going to do like some of the other channels do and give a number on everything. I am simply just going to show the books and maybe make a quick comment about each book, why it's valuable, whether it's a first appearance, for example, or if it's just something cool, right? Because, sometimes, like, for example, a Detective Comics 880 is popular because of the jock cover and for no other reason. There's no first appearances. It's actually middle of the road Joker story. It's more of a James Gordon Jr. story, actually, if you've ever read the book. But because of that fantastic jock cover, it's a big deal. Also, the fact that it's short printed compared to some other issues of Detective. It was the second last book issued for Detective Comics before the New 52 came out, so that was also a big factor into it. Here's what I don't understand. DC fans out there, just a bit of a quick rant here. Not DC fans, but DC Comics in particular. Do they have such little view of their fans that when they decided to go to the New 52, that they short printed a bunch of their titles in the last 2 months? Did they not think that people would actually buy more of them because, they were the last issues before the New 52? Just a thought. They short printed Superman 714, for example, which I have, of course, but compared to what was, there was only like 40,000 printed compared to, say, the 50 to 80 that was printed for the issues before. That kind of thing. It was just a weird thing. Okay, rant over. Let us get to the best part of the video. Or what the part I like to say, why we are here. 24 of these books are raws, and one is a graded book. And we'll start with that because it doesn't want to seem to stay on the table. So this is Omega Men 3, the first appearance of Lobo. It's a 9.6. I bought this off of Yaniv at one of Alan's, they call them the acclaim sales there that he has on the Sunday nights. I wanted to say garage sale. Well, I don't know why, but it's a claim sale. And I paid over almost all the books here. I paid over $100 for at the part. Some of them are less than 100, but higher end. Because honestly, until I had this channel, to be honest, I didn't spend that much on high-end books. So that's why I use that as an example. So here's Omega Men 3. First appearance of Lobo, who of course is a big deal before, but will be a bigger deal when the Superman movie comes out. By the way, the rest of these books are in no particular order. They're in the order I piled them, and that's what we're going to go with. For example, this one right here. When I bought it, it wasn't, but it is now in top form. If it's a 9.8 graded, it's now well over $100. This is DC Special 29. And it's the first origin ever printed of the Justice Society of America. Paul Levitz really outdid himself with this one. This is an amazing story. I first read it in a DC Blue Ribbon Digest back in the day, and when I had the opportunity to buy this, I jumped on it, although I paid a little more than I would have liked to. Next up was a prize I won in a giveaway from Pockets Full of Comics, Tyler out there. This is Mad number 4. It is my only EC book. The actual EC, not the ones that have been since, like done by Gladstone and or Oni Press. This is an actual EC. I am very happy to have this one because it's the Super Duper Man book, which of course is pretty cool. But any pre-magazine Mad was cool to have, just like having any EC is cool. Next up, like I said, random. This is DC Comics Presents number 26, the first appearance of the new Teen Titans with Cyborg, Starfire, and Raven. And of course, Changeling had his name changed from Beast Boy. Keep in mind that the Green Lantern Superman story is not that great compared to the Teen Titans story inside. And the Teen Titans part is only this little bit on the side. I will actually go past one to another one because this one will be with others. So, The Flash 133. I bought this off of Alan the Comic Collector Geek, and I didn't pay that much per se, but in this condition and stuff, it seems to actually be of a better value. And because it's the first appearance of the Puppet Flash, which apparently is a very popular version of the character. It's the second appearance of Abracadabra, but people like this story. This is potential. This is here more because I think it's going to be worth a lot more soon. Again, I had a hard time nailing this down. Next up, The Race, Superman 199. This was given to me. This copy was given to me by the awesome Stephen Gentner. I had a copy before, which I passed on after I got this one. Very cool. Carmine Infantino, Kurt Swan goodness. The most expensive book now from the DC Comics Presents line. This is Masters of the Universe, his first ever appearance in comic form, in a true comic book. Because someone will say, well, there's that little book, and they're right, but this is the first true comic, as I call it. DC Comics Presents number 47. Of course, Superman's there. It's also the first appearance of Skeletor, Beastman, and Merman, and a whole bunch of other stories. So, characters. This one, until recently, for the longest time, this was the most I ever spent on a book. Until another one coming up. This one here was a gift from the awesome Robbie Josephs. Action Comics 252. I know I've shown this a few times lately, but I'm showing it again because it qualifies under the... There's an argument about whether it's this book or another book that I have that is the most expensive book I own in my collection. Comic Mike, do you know how much work you put me through? This here is Captain Marvel Jr. number 35 on the cover, and the issue's contents is number 34. It was a misprint, but they never issued a 35 or this is ends up being a combined issue if you read in the guide and such. This was a gift from Chonko Comics and Nerd Culture, and it's very appreciative. It's very appreciated. This was my first ever Fawcett comic. I wanted one badly. The problem is, it was one of those things. Every time I go to a show and I want to buy a Fawcett book, I get distracted by shiny dollar bins and run out of money before I get a chance to look at them. Silly, silly me. The next one is also from Robbie. This is Action Comics 69. And the reason it's in my value, there's no major reason for the book. It's a rarer book. And it's in great shape. Here, Metropolis lists that as 6.5, which puts it in a zone which makes it worth quite a bit. So I'm very happy to show this one. Next up was this is from JSS Brooklyn. He sent this to me as a okay. This is Superman 147, and it's in pretty darn good shape when I was flipping through it, and I'm sure that if I got this graded and actually, put it through the ringers and stuff, that I would be able to, that it would be worth a pretty penny. Look at how I stumble over my words. Aren't I cute? Not. Oh, forgive me. I make bad jokes. There we go. Superman 147. Next up is Red Sonja. First appearance, Conan 23. I paid $140 for this book. Canadian. So this definitely qualifies as one of the most expensive books I bought. I don't know why, but when a book hits 3 digits, it's hard for me to justify buying it unless I'm buying the run. For example, the DC Comics Presents and Conan. And this next one, when I bought it, I had to pay through the nose for it for 2 simple reasons. 1, I really needed to finish this run. 2, this book was extremely short printed. Excuse me a second there. This book was extremely short printed, and so it was very hard to find. So I had to pay $75 for this book. There are only about 8,000 of them tops that were ever sold, printed, whatever. This is Supergirl 80 from the 1996 series. This is the final issue of the series. And it was extremely hard. It is extremely hard to find. It might be easier with it was okay. It was extremely hard for me to find in the days before I discovered internet shopping. That's when I bought it. Once I discovered, hey, wait a minute, there are websites. I probably could have got this a lot easier, maybe for a bit cheaper. But the fact is, it was what it was. That's what I paid for it. And it's definitely one of those ones that if it was graded in a 9.8, it would be 3 digits. Especially with the movie coming out. The next book is the most that I ever paid out of pocket for a book. I bought this recently. This is the New Teen Titans 2, the first appearance of Deathstroke the Terminator. I bought this. I was looking for my Nefarious Comics t-shirt to wear for this video because I was showing this off. But I seem to have misplaced it at the moment. It's probably in with my laundry. And that's who I bought it from, Nefarious. And this book is in great shape. It's at least an 8. One thing I will say about Ryan and his that he always has great deals, or great deals, but he also has great books are always in great shape. Jeez, man, wake up! Only had 2 coffee today. The next one is the first book that was the first Golden Age book I ever got. Not only is it my first Golden Age, it was my first Matt Baker, and it comes from the collection of Alan, the comic collector geek, and I paid a few bucks for it. That's between me and him what I paid, but this is Teenage Temptations #5. It's a very gorgeous cover. It's such Matt Baker goodness. Matt Baker did this entire run from my understanding, and if I could afford it, I would buy them all. The cover here is detached, but it's there. So I could get maybe a 1.5 for this. So, anyway, Teenage Temptations #5. We are at the point now where I can show the others. The one I put aside. This was the first $100 comic I ever bought. This is All-Star 58, first appearance of Power Girl. When I bought this, I was actually impressed with myself. I bought this about 10 years ago. And I was so pleased with myself because to me, at the time, I thought that the first appearance of Power Girl was going to be the closest I would come to having the first appearance of Supergirl. But then I met Robbie. The next two are together because both of them cost me 80 bucks a piece. And they both serve as the first appearance of the Huntress. You've got a double shot here. On this side, All-Star Comics 69 and DC Superstars 17. They came out on the same day, so that it's considered to be a double first appearance. Same writers, not the same artist, but the same writer, Paul Levitz. Note that name again, Justice Society fans. And this one in particular cost me, this one I managed to buy at a show, so it didn't have tax on it, but this one had tax, so it was closer to $100 when I was done. It's all said and done. My next one I bought recently, my local shop, Myths, Legends, and Heroes, recently bought a big collection, and there were some good books in there. Well, this pretty decent shape issue of Adventure 285, where Superboy is playing baseball with them, with the Bizarros, was there, and I just felt I had to get it because I just really liked the cover, and I remember reading the story years ago in a reprint. Sure enough, it was as fun as I remembered it, but this cost me $100. So, which was still a good deal based on what I've seen it going for on there. Like I saw it going for like $125, $130 online, and that was in American dollars, and I paid Canadian. So, I got a good deal on the book. It's just such a beautiful book, and it's since I have everything from Adventure 300 up, I've decided I'd get as many 200 books as I can, and this is 285. So. Especially like 275 and up, because they are actually, for the most part, reasonably expensive, or cheap compared to say to this one, Adventure 247, the first appearance of Legion of Superheroes, which I also got from Robbie. Robbie, where would my collection be without you? You are an absolute mensch. Next up is one that is worth at least double for what I paid for it back in the day. I got a really good deal on this one, and I'm very happy to show this one off. This is the first appearance of the Silver Age Scarecrow. This is Batman 189. I paid $50, and even then it was worth $80. It has gone up since. I find that Scarecrow books seem to get the demand drives up the prices slightly every October for some strange reason, which was hilarious because he was considered to be an absolute joke and was only used twice in the Golden Age as a result. We're down to 4 left, everybody. Just 4. They're all DC. They're all Superman type ones. So it shouldn't be a surprise that most of these are Superman based books because of my collection. This is DC Comics Presents 87. First appearance of Superboy Prime. This was an $80 book when I bought it. It is over $100 now. I've seen a Canadian price variant of this go for $170. Somebody bought it at the last show I was at in front of me, and I thought, oh, wow, that's really going up. The next one I know is a big favorite from of another fellow YouTuber, Mr. Biggie Shack. He loves this book. This is Action Comics 340. I paid 3 figures American at least for this. I don't remember the exact number, but I know it was at least 125, 130. Could be 140. Great book. One of my favorites too. Next one. This is Action Comics 251, which has one of the 3 books that has the ad for Action 252 in it. I paid $90 for this copy. It's not the greatest on there, but this is a book that's on the rise. A 9.8 right now. This is one of the few ones I know the values for. A 9.8 went for about $700 US not too long ago. So this is one of those books that has a bit of investment potential, because it's actually the most expensive of the 3 that have the ad. Even though it's not the first, it's the last one. Because it's the same title, it seems to be the one that everybody wants to get their hands on. And the last book here was a A-OK gift from Son of Crom. This is Superman 99. It's in a great shape. It's probably about a 5.5 to a 6. And thus putting it in potentially to the $100 territory, as I said. One of the things, as I said to people, I don't have like the big books like a lot of the guys out there. I don't have any of those Marvel first appearances. I don't have any of the. I have a couple major DC first appearances, as you see, from the Silver Age, but I don't have any Golden Age like that. I've only got a couple of Golden Age. Well, you saw 3 Golden Age books that I had in this collection, and I've only got like 10. So you've seen a good chunk of my Golden Age collection as well. So, anyways, that Comic Mike, you asked to see my most valuable books. There, I went and showed them to you. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe below. I'd like to know which one's your favorite. I want to know what you have in your collection that is the most valuable book you own. I mean, there are some people out there like Mr. Steven Gentner and or Man Cave Comics, who we call Doc, who have some really big ones. And of course, Alan, we all know he's got that All-Star 8 and the Wonder Woman #1 and that Detective Comics 38. We all know they've got the biggies. But I would put my money down on a lot of you guys out there being more like myself, where you have a few big ones, but more of the lower end, high end books. Because to me, if a book is $100 or more, I consider it high end. I know that that's probably a very low threshold, but that's me. That's how I've always been. That's probably how I will go to my grave thinking, even though, you know, inflation's making 200 look more like a high end and 100 being nothing, right? But $100 is $100. It doesn't matter what currency it is. Thank you very much for joining me today. Comic Mike, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much. My name's Matt. I like comics, and I hope you do too. Bye, everybody.